to see yet another library haul. Alright, now here in this Mountain Equipment Co-op bag, don't let size fool you. Okay, maybe this is how much I rented. I couldn't use the little gym bag that I used in the previous DVD haul videos. I had to I actually had to use this because I rented more, and I think I took like 18 items in here, including a book. Some of these are this year's released, and some are classics. Classics kind of like this one, 13, Evan Rachel Wood, Nikki Reed, and Holly Hunter. Evan Rachel Wood and Nikki Reed's big break. This was Nikki Reed's debut, believe it or not. She actually wrote the screenplay for 13, believe it or not. It did gain controversy because of its attitudes towards youths, but what can I say? It was used as a promotion video or a lesson learner video to teach people about the dangers of the friends they make. And of course, this year's release, Kong Skull... Oh boy, why does this lighting always keep getting at you? Kong Skull Island. This lighting just... I don't know. Kong Skull Island. Sorry about the lighting, and I know the reflection and the light, like that gets in the way. I'm sorry. I just wish that you see all these other people doing that, you wonder, how come they don't get a light on there, how come they, anyways. Kong Skull Island, I saw it, and if you have the patience, stay for the post-credits scene at the end of this movie. Gotta say, love Brie Larson. She's one of my favorite actresses now. I loved her in the movie Room, and I loved her in 21 Jump Street. Although I have not seen 21 Jump Street in a long time, I still remember her character. Now, being the Motley Crue fan that I am, I had to get Nikki Sixx's book, The Heroin Diaries. The Heroin Diaries was the journey of Nikki Sixx in his drug addiction. I've already seen, pictures, and I've seen what it does to I've seen his video, and I've seen that he and his own band made a soundtrack to this. And it looks really good, but oh boy, did Nikki Sixx have a life of addiction. I knew that most of the Motley Crue members, but not so much Mick Mars, had an issue. But Nikki had definitely an issue. The other guys were crazy with drugs. Tommy, Vince, and Nikki. Mick was usually the wise one, according to Nikki. Now, without further ado, let's get down to some revisits. I didn't quite get to the other films of 1987, so I rented some of them back. So I got The Untouchables again. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. So, read that. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Living Daylights. There'll be others there. I got Adventures of Babysitting. I'll show that to you shortly. Ginger Snaps. I'm just going to show it to you. Ginger Snaps. Ginger Snaps is a werewolf movie. It was released in 2001. I personally think that 2001 was a year for films. So, the early 2000s had some of the best films ever. So that I would put this, Ginger Snaps, up with 13. And my favorite movie of the 2000s, I will always say that it is always going to be my favorite movie of the last decade, and that movie is No Country for Old Men. For those who remember my Halloween video that I wanted to be Anton from No Country for Old Men, Javier Bardem, who is this actor right here, I plan to be that character for Halloween. He plays Anton. This was Javier Bardem's one of his big breaks. This is the movie that made everyone point, this is Javier Bardem. You should check out his other films.